You first met her as a young apprentice of...
Yeah, my friend.
This is an ambush. Ambush territory.
This is my smudge! If the terms of the agreement were to be crossed in some way, there might be consequences. It's family, okay? You don't have to worry about it.
We'll get you out of it, whatever it takes.
Martin. No. Alexander.
This guy, he is crazy.
They give you the order, bring him in.
Honestly, just add more protein shakes to your diet. Because that is really calorically dense, high in protein, so your body actually has shit to give it to. It's not just like, you're not just drinking a fucking milkshake.
Good. Yeah, because I've been debating doing that, but I wasn't sure if
Yeah, extra protein shakes is how you want to put on mass.
Awesome.
Welcome to Tales Unwritten, the only tabletop RPG show that comes with free
You're welcome.
muscle building advice.
We're not a doctor.
We are here to pump the dice.
Will open in the brothel that Karna's in. I assume it's somewhat upscale brothel.
Yeah, so essentially, just in a lovely velvet room with silken sheets, rumpled on a very large mattress, there lies a mass of
flesh.
Yeah, a mass of humanoid creatures. It slowly starts to kind of shake as Karna works his way out of the pile, taking whoever was in it. Yeah, just like taking whoever was in his mouth out, removing himself from whoever he was in, and begins to do his morning stretches as everybody awakens from their night of lovely carnal
sex
desire.
is so consistently unappealing.
I know.
Speak for yourself.
At one point in his origin, he described it as everybody rolling up into a ball.
Have you ever seen Society?
Have you ever been to a queer orgy, all right?
It's like World War Z, but with sex.
It's like the end of Critters 2.
Call it the fuck ball.
It's like the end. It's the end of Critters 2, but with genitals instead of mouths. Just.
I love being in the fuck ball.
Yeah, the fuck. Karna removes himself from the fuck ball as everybody slowly awakens from their night of carnal pleasure. He do stretches, basic calisthenics, things that he learns just to kind of keep his body limber and mobile as he prepares for the day ahead and tries to find his clothes among the piles of discarded garments.
Gotcha.
Raring to get the day going, he'd probably bathe. Just get the night stink off him.
As you come back to your room after bathing, you notice after you've come into the room, there are armed persons in the room with you.
Hello?
They've cleared the room of everybody who isn't you. You come back to a mostly empty room except for the armed persons, including, most notably, a tall younger man in full Church of Fora Pontificate of Bastion outfit, another woman who you might recognize as a herald, which is a somewhat high-ranking in the city member of the Pontificate of Bastion. Everybody's got hands on their weapons. There's also a few other soldiers there, and you are literally naked.
Just walk into the room, notice immediately, and just kind of put a kindly smile on my face. Well, good morning.
Roll a perception check real quick.
I shall. 22.
You instantly clock the taller young man as Martin, your friend Martin.
Oh, I've never seen your eyes before, or that particular sigil on your chest.
For good reason. Karnaka's free home. We need you to come with us.
Noted. I slowly work my way over to my stuff.
The herald, she puts her hand on her mace, her very large mace, just as a warning to not do that.
To not get dressed?
No.
Okay.
You know that the last time the pontificate knows that they've interacted with you. You exploded.
I exploded
You
with
exploded an
sonic
area
energy.
and freed a bunch of prisoners, including yourself. And they don't know how powerful you've gotten in 30
You would
years.
notice that since I am naked, there is a very large sort of friction scar around my neck.
And a scar along your chest as well.
Yep. Slightly more faded with time and kind of
Yeah.
grown over with a bit more hair, but like the parts where there are no hair, there is definitely a line of
Yeah. Like
scarring.
some stuff that you'd been concealing.
Yeah, I probably have other scars, but none of which are quite as big.
The towel will have to do for now.
They're taking no chances with you.
I shrug. Very well. I undo the towel and put them around my nipples.
Alexander just looks at Moira and shrugs.
Ah, a real name. I still don't know it, but I motion to my stuff. Would you at least mind carrying it for me? I wouldn't like to leave it here.
I will handle that.
Appreciate it.
Harold Boiler just nods you. Come with me.
Alexander, handle that.
Seeing as I am outmanned, outarmed, and naked, I will follow.
How much Lin-Manuel Miranda referencing are we gonna get in now? I don't know what you're talking about.
Alexander will let the Herald take the lead in taking Karna out of the building, but he'll go to Karna's things and pick up an outfit, but leave the rest.
Okay, just in the room.
Yeah, the sword, the loot, the rest he leaves behind.
All right, so you guys head out and you just go quietly with them to wherever they're taking you.
Before, as we head out the door,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna look over to the brothel keeper, hostess. I'm not sure what.
Madam.
Madam, of course, madam. I'm going to say, Shapaloof and a human may come by asking about a.
Goatman? We sometimes call them Goatman.
Yeah, that too. Just give them this and send them on their way.
Of course.
And thank you for the lovely evening.
No problem, I guess.
They're leaving some of my stuff up there. Can you have somebody look after it for me, please? I'll hopefully return for it anon.
Sure, as long as you're not asking me to break any laws.
None that I'm aware of.
Yeah, she looks at the Herald. Herald just shrugs. And you guys head out. I suppose head out the building.
Yeah, for the record, the towel that I removed from my genitals is currently wrapped around my neck because I don't like showing that scar.
Gotcha. Going back in time, we're going to pick up on Maud and Ren waking up in their in the place they're staying at. Okay, so your friend went to a brothel, I guess.
Why are you... please don't talk so loud.
Okay.
I've not had a drink before, and it is... Why do people do this?
You're a lightweight. Wow.
Shut the fuck
You said add
up.
a drink?
Yes, it was a hurricane. It was big. It was like this big.
It was a Long Island. A very Long Island.
Okay. Well, we need to meet up with your friends, I guess. Or are we just done?
No,
You just
it's...
didn't say goodbye or anything, so that feels weird.
I love that this just turns into two campaigns. Grab the cake stuff.
We do. Oh, we do have that to do. That's very important.
Mom is definitely worried by now. I wasn't supposed to be gone this long.
Oh, Schmert. You're right. We need to get you freed. And wisdom is our best option is to pair up with someone who, we need numbers.
I can't be a part of whatever that you're talking about. Otherwise, I don't know what this does if I actively do something to betray Jack.
Okay, well, you do not have to be involved, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. Because is there a way to get in touch with your mother? Where we could stay here and...
Get in touch? No. Like, how?
I don't know. Do telegraphs exist? You don't know the words
No,
I'm saying?
telegraphs
Okay.
don't exist, Jesse,
Okay.
in this world without electricity.
All right, well, listen. We will go along with them, and, if something is going to happen, you just plug your ears, and then everything will be fine.
If I know something's going to happen, it's still going to hurt. You
Okay.
realize that, right? I can't just I can't be like, oh, well, something bad's gonna happen that's betraying Jack. I guess I'll not pay attention. That defeats the point.
Listen, when the concert was going on, I went up.
You shouldn't tell me whatever you're saying.
I went to the bathroom. And I just wanted you to know that I had a shit attack in my pants. But unrelated.
Already burning, by the way. It's gonna be burning for a while now. Because now I know that something happened.
No, you don't. I didn't say shit. Just know that I am thinking of things and might possibly...
The more you say, the more my hand burns. And it's going to just burn indefinitely now.
Okay, just follow me then. Okay? Just follow me.
I'll just deal with my constantly burning hand now.
I just won't say anything one way or the other. You do not know.
Yes, please don't. It hurts.
Well, something is going to happen or it is not going to happen.
Do we know where your friend went? Can we meet up with your...
Well, knowing him, probably a very nice brothel.
Okay.
The women from last night.
Okay, well, I know of some.
You know of some?
I haven't been there. I just have seen them.
Okay.
I haven't had money to go. It's the only reason I haven't
That's
been.
true, you're a poor boy. Let's go.
So you guys head to the nice brothel nearby.
Yes.
It's just called a nice brothel. All right on the slide.
The nice brothel. That's the official name.
As opposed to the one closer to the wharf, the fuck shack.
Oh, I
It's a
wanted to go to the
magical place.
Yeah.
Where you can get together.
It's a little old place where fish can't get together.
Fuck Shack, baby.
Another one for the album.
Add it to the works of Karnacus Freehorn.
This episode is brought to you by the Fuck Shack. Come on down for half off crabs.
So yeah, you guys head out, and I think let's see how lucky you are.
Okay. I'm a cat.
Nat 1, you arrive after Karna is long gone.
Fuck. Okay, well, yeah, we go inside.
When you do, the madam notices you immediately and hands you this.
Thank you.
A man in armor told me to give it to you.
Oh.
It's pontificate man.
It is, it has symbols.
Okay, I'll read it.
You think I can't read?
Yes, you told me you can't read.
I'll prove
We
it
have
to you.
written instructions in the bakery that you can't read.
Dear Maud, you are my best friend and
Give
I
me that.
love...
Give me that. All right.
Squiggles,
That was a pretty good guess.
big vertical squiggle.
This says Ren and Maud. This symbol means and.
Maud.
It's not written out, but
So the second word is my name?
yeah, M-A-U-D.
I don't see it. Continue.
Dear Maud and Ren, if Maud had you read this.
Shut the fuck up. Continue.
Karna Freehorn is in custody and must face Fora's judgment. For your own safety, investigate no further. Both Karna and the Jack of Aces represent two sides of the same sinful coin. Rest assured, you and Ren are safe. I have seen to it that the Jack of Aces has lost his hold over Ren's body and soul. Well, that's good at least. May you both thrive under the grace of the goddess Martin.
Oh, fuck.
Have you done what you plan to do to free Ren?
Yes, actually, I forgot to mention that. If we passed by just a lamp or a torch,
burn it.
Alexander would have taken the contract and burned it.
Oh, it did stop her. Oh, symbol's gone.
Huh.
It's not burning anymore.
I told you. I had a plan.
Sounds like Martin had a plan, which also involved arresting your other friend because he's sinful.
Yeah, I guess Martin's crazy. I didn't see this coming. That sucks.
Do we just go home? Like what?
No. That's not the right thing to do. We need to help him. Right?
I mean, I kind of owe your friend something, but it seems like the one I owe the most would be
Is
the
the
one
crazy
I'd be.
one.
Yeah, so it's a little awkward, but I owe the other guy too.
We should go seize them, at least, you know? Kind of bust down the door, be like, hello, what the fuck is this, you know, little...
I don't think we can bust down the door of the church. Do you see that really big church in the middle of the water?
Yes, that is a big church. I mean, it's a church. What if we're just like, oh, we're sinful? What if we were in your religion? They're always trying to recruit.
Okay, so
People.
it's in the locked off part of town where all the rich people live. You can't just go there.
Oh, and you are a poor boy. We do not look.
Yeah, you're also poor.
Yes, but you
You just had to steal from a mine to have money to stay somewhere.
Oh, that mine sucked.
Also, did you gamble away all the money for the ingredients?
No, I have I got enough. I'm pretty sure. Don't tell your mother. Listen, I think we both have secrets now. You maybe don't tell her about the gambling, and I do not tell her about you being like a, criminal guy.
Sure, sounds like blackmail.
We should go. We should
Go?
to the church. Let's go to church. I'm feeling repentful. I have a gun.
The matter actually says, "Are you friends of the satyr fellow?"
Go man.
Yes, actually.
Okay, he left his stuff here and asked us to take care of it. We don't want to do that. He just got arrested. Can you take it?
Sure. I mean-
Okay, so they hand you all a cart of stuff.
Oh, okay. I am Karna Freehorn now. I have a legacy. I transitioned
It's like the Dread Pirate Roberts. It's really a title.
from generation to generation.
We come to Karna being escorted to the cathedral.
How many soldiers are around me, including Martin and the
Herald.
Herald?
Yeah.
The ones who were posted outside of the window of where you were at have now joined, so probably, let's say 8.
Okay, so I'm surrounded by 8
Soldiers, including Alex.
Alex, who I still
Harold.
don't know the name of, unless somebody's dropped that name.
They probably call you Tremont, honestly. They wouldn't even call you Alex.
Oh, that would be fun.
Tremont?
Yeah, I guess you'd hear Tremont.
Okay.
Apostle Tremont.
So, Tremont, the Herald, and 6 other soldiers.
Oh, I would say while we're traveling, eventually you would feel a cloak wrap over you as Tremont kind of throws your cloak on you.
Appreciate it. It was getting a little chilly this morning. Out of curiosity, was this your plan from the beginning? Tremont, was it?
I was trying to find any source of Incantari threats to the city.
Threat to the city. What threat do you believe I possess exactly?
That is not for me to decide.
I look to the Herald. Do I seem like a threat to you?
Of course.
Really?
You're in Cantare.
Incantari. Do I know what that phrase means? Like, I'm assuming I've heard it a few
You would have
times.
heard it a few times. Just any person who uses magic that is not sourced from the goddess Swara. The church believes that any use of that magic is inherently dangerous because they believe that's what allowed the demonic forces to enter the world and cause havoc that caused you guys to be an island in the first place. So your use of magic that is not of Fora is considered inherently dangerous.
All I've ever tried to do is spread joy to those around me.
Well, there's intentions, and then there's what happens.
And what has happened exactly?
Do we even need to look farther than the Jack of Aces?
I mean, perhaps, but my connection to him is tenuous at best.
Well, I think he serves as a good example of those with power are dangerous.
And yet you come to me.
We're starting with you.
30 years ago, you assisted in the rebellion, exploded a bunch of apostles. That doesn't seem dangerous enough to you?
What seemed dangerous to me was a group of heavily armed people rushing into a village and slaughtering anyone who put up any sort of protestation against it. But then again, I guess I have no place to speak, being the one in chains.
That's true. And she turns from you and just keeps walking.
So, what's to become of me? I turn to you again.
It's for the magistrate to decide.
What do you think they'll decide?
I don't know.
You ever been around for any of their inquisitions?
Not yet.
I've seen them. They aren't pretty.
You sound like you have a great conversation with my father.
Perhaps I will. As I'm being led through the streets, people, like, I'm imagining like it's still relatively early in the day, but those that are going about their early walks around the city, how are they reacting to this parade?
Mostly getting out of the way. Not really. Some people are like trying to see who's there, but it's kind of hard to see you.
I'm tiny.
But mostly people are steering clear of the militarized force marching through the city.
Yeah, at which point they'd probably have marched me. Do I see any familiar faces on my way between the, on my way through the trade district to the high town?
Yeah, you might see Lyndon, just sort of like lights up, doing his thing, and then he stops. Maybe he'd like bend down and see you, like, oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't exactly make a good impression with him. He wouldn't help.
Nah. But like, when it comes to people on the street, you'd either recognize them or people from Jack of Ace's crew, right? Like, so
No allies really.
Yeah, like you haven't really made a whole lot of friends in the city.
Yeah.
The friends you have made are outside the city.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll something for myself to see if I decide to go through with this or. Yeah, Karna's curiosity is more piqued than his sense of survival at this point. He's just going to keep going.
Okay.
And I guess like the other part of this is if he does decide to try to escape, he's worried about putting other people in danger around him as had previously happened.
That's true.
He doesn't want the entire city to go on like some sort of like weird militaristic crackdown.
So yeah, they take you through the city. You go from the trade district, which is pretty industrialized. Soon you come to a gate with a very nicely carved white wall. You notice all the walls in this area are thicker, sturdier, nicer designed. Nice bushes growing around them, like they're actively being cared for. And they take you through a gate into the gated rich person area of the city. Not long after, there's a left turn
to the bridge to go to
very long bridge to take you to the Grand Cathedral, which is by far the biggest building here.
Never been to this part of the city. I feel so special.
Bask in the majesty of the goddess.
I suppose I have no choice. I imagine that anybody walking around here is either militaristic or in priestly robes, things like that.
Both.
Yeah.
Like those are one and the same with the pontificate.
In all of my 130 years wandering this planet, I've never seen such ostentatiousness.
Oh, you can feel the bristling, but
Yeah, Moira has no words for that. She's just walking.
Alex doesn't say anything either, but like a glance back, you can see he kind of just does the Ghibli kind of hair raises.
I'm just trying to see what kind of raises your hackles a little bit.
Like it just knows, like.
Pretty much.
And yeah, as you keep walking, you eventually are entering a grand cathedral, taller than any building you've ever been in. Windows taller than any building you've ever been in, made of stained glass, with just very pretty depictions of the goddess as a tree, and then like people serving the goddess, being given gifts from her sep, all sorts of tableaus, and again, at the end of the hallway, a giant statue of the goddess, 20 feet tall, in front of like a pulpit area.
So how many tithes did this take to make?
Enough.
Fair answer.
Port Tarv is a prosperous city. The goddess Fura is partially to thank for that, so we thank her back.
It is indeed, I'm sure those of the residential district love looking across and seeing this marble edifice to her glory.
If they may be but a step closer to her grace, then it is better for it.
I guess time will tell.
You do see a man there to greet you, a sort of portly man. He doesn't look at you angrily. He kind of looks at you sadly. He looks very important, and he looks a little familiar to you. He actually looks at Alex and just nods. Good work, son.
Commander.
Oh, is this father? Lovely to meet you.
As is sort of customary for someone in his position, he's actually carrying around his helmet. He takes it wherever he goes in case there needs to be a fight.
Does his helmet have a particular shape to it?
It doesn't take much to recognize this helmet. You know this helmet very well. It's burned into your brain. This helmet belongs to the only person you hate.
You. I look at him.
Yeah, me. He seems genuinely ashamed to look at you.
I look to Martin, and then I look back at the old man. Whether this be the will of your goddess or by some other fates, they certainly do seem to have a sense of humor, don't they?
Seems so.
So, what will you have done with me?
It's not up to me.
Oh, is it not?
It's up to the magistrate.
Always looking to the higher power for answers. Never being able to take the responsibility yourselves. I look at him with a gaze that I haven't given anybody except him. A steely, not necessarily angry glare, but there's a lot more stoicism. The joy that you see on Karna's face is no longer there.
Kind of empty,
Yeah.
almost.
What did you do with her? Was it the same thing that your magistrate would have done with me?
No. If it helps, I think I owe you this. She's alive.
My steely gaze shifts slightly.
That's all I know. I don't know anything else. But she's alive.
Well, for what it's worth, I appreciate that.
He just sort of nods at Alex curtly.
Very perplexed look on Alex's face as he gives the standard salute.
He sort of rushes off after that. He felt like he owed both you and Karna a presence here in this moment, but doesn't want to stick around very long.
I suppose you're about as devout as your father is, then.
I would say more so these days. Father lost a lot of his bite.
Perhaps you should ask him why.
I think I shall.
Well, take me where you will, then.
They take you to the lower echelon of the cathedral and to a pretty standard prison cell.
Are there multiple cells down here? Like, is this kind of a dungeon?
It's a full line of at least 20 cells.
Am I alone in this dungeon, or are these other cells occupied? If so, what kind of group am I looking at here?
Some people just look, frankly, like they're just people who are homeless. Some people you notice a Jack of Aces symbol on their hand. And it's just a sort of mishmash of just normal-looking people, some people who look more worse off than others. There's a larger number of Shapaloo here relative to humans than you see in the rest of the world.
As I am left in my cell, do the shackles remain on my hands?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know.
You notice other prisoners don't have shackles remaining on their hands. You do.
What is the contents of my cell? I'm imagining stone walls, maybe a cot, and a bucket to shit in.
Essentially, yeah. That's there's actually a couple cots. You have your pick. You get your own special cell for you.
Ooh.
They tend to keep it one person to a cell unless they start getting more full up.
Are we underground, or is there a window?
You are on the lower levels, but you're not underground. You can see the water's maybe 10 feet below you.
Okay.
It's pretty heavily barred.
Oh, I figured.
And with iron just in case.
Yep. So does Alexander escort me all the way to my cell?
That's up to Alexander, I think.
At this point, I would be more interested in giving my report to the magistrate. So unless the Herald requested I guard him, I would consider my job done.
As I get, locked into my cell, I turn to the Herald. Herald, pardon, I didn't get your name.
Moira.
Moira. Will I be provided a meal while I'm down here? If so, what are the usual schedules for that? I'm still a bit peckish, haven't had a chance for breakfast yet.
The regular meals at noon and at 8 p.m.
Very well. Thank you. May the goddess brighten your day. I give her a very bright but hollow smile.
She turns and leaves.
All right, I immediately start looking at the bed frame, my shit bucket, and everything around for loose pins.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yep. 13.
The buckets have large pins, but they're very big. The bed frames are doweled wood.
Doweled wood, okay. The cots themselves, I'm imagining they aren't spring, but more just like a stuffed bag of hay or some shit like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it is hay. It's nothing nicer than that. Hay will keep, and it's soft enough.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just looking to see what I have to work with in terms of maybe getting these shackles off. If I don't find anything, I'm just going to be slowly kind of working my wrists to try to get one of my hands free.
Gotcha. I guess go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check for that.
Well, that's a nat fucking 20. I love this dice.
Okay, well then you get the shackles off.
Alrighty then. Slip. Just Roger Rabbit.
Only when it's
funny. Okay, now I have adding shackles to my inventory. I have spells that require iron.
The shackles are made of iron.
I'm going to spend the time between now and noon. I guess kind of taking what materials I can. Like I'll be using kind of like the stone around the room to start getting some iron shavings off of these cuffs.
Okay.
So I will start kind of producing my own spell components here as we're going.
Okay, so you're just sort of like rubbing it against the...
Yeah, if I don't have my loot on me, I need components to cast some of my magic.
Then from there, I think we'll go back to Maud. It's been a little bit. What's Maud doing?
Yeah, Maud, I think, kind of went around gathering basic intel from just basic people. Like, she doesn't know who to exactly ask.
Wow, these people are basic to you.
They're basic.
Interesting.
No name NPCs.
Could I roll a dice to see how much, like, info I got from them so we can fast travel through?
Persuasion. You're not persuasive.
Oh.
I got a 2.
You didn't learn anything. Luckily, Ren knows the basics.
Awesome. Okay.
You could have just asked Ren, like, and he like, you can just ask me all of these things. I already know these things.
I am thinking. I need to get some energy out.
1 second. And then she does the equivalent of the zoomies, where she's just kind of going back and forth and back and forth.
Okay, well, that gets some stares at you.
Yeah. But then she stops and she's like,
We have to spend all of Karna's money on prostitutes.
It's what he wanted.
she pours out all of the money and she puts it in a pile with hers and says, Okay, hold on.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
See, this is why I don't write down my money.
You wanted to get
Yeah. No, this is part of the game.
I guess, yeah, I gave you physical money. We may as well play with it.
Okay, so she goes over to the madam and she's like,
Hello, ma'am. I have never been to a place like this before. A question for you. How much would it be if I had all of this to rent as many of your women for just 20 minutes of their time, and they don't have to do anything sexual?
That's about average. Oh, except for that part.
Depends on what you're asking them to do.
I just need them to stand somewhere.
She's extremely suspicious about this. I think you need to roll persuasion.
Can it be with advantage because she does have money?
Sure, we'll say it's okay.
Price is no object.
We got a 9 and we got a 4.
So we go with the 9.
Okay. Neither one of those will get you what you want here, I think, unfortunately. You're asking for some shady shit. You do get 2 of these.
Woo!
I'm sorry, I tried.
Yeah, but a 9 is under a 10, which I think would be the bare minimum for something this shady.
Okay.
Now, you would have already had one of those inspiration tokens because you failed the roll before. So if you would like to spend 1 inspiration token,
Yes.
you can save it. All right.
Yeah!
I realized that as I was saying, it's like
You get the most basic amount of success that you can.
Okay, you can have 7 if you only 20 minutes.
Only 20 minutes.
All right, it's not peak time in the morning, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm beating the lunch rush, so you know.
It's more of a nightly rush, but sure.
I do not know these things. Yippee!
And she sends out her homeliest women.
Oh.
You don't notice that, but that was her. That's her gears turning.
Maud's like, oh wow!
What a deal!
You're all so pretty.
Honestly, sorry, I'm collecting all my money for these sex workers.
I'm gonna have to play so many more shows. If I live.
Oh, you're spending all of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bargained all the money.
All the
We are
money.
all broke.
It is for the good of mankind or some shit. I don't know.
And maybe you should ask for an advance on your paycheck, Judas. Where's your 50 silver?
Magistrate, I did bring you what you asked. Can I get maybe a commission finder's fee?
Hello, girls. My name is Maud.
So, I just need you ladies to Just stand in front of, the big church place. I just need you to stand there. You can just talk amongst yourself. You can do whatever you want, as long as it's loud.
You should have clarified where things were before you spent all that money.
Yeah,
they
I
can't
see
get
the
to the
issue.
church.
What the fuck?
Big ass
We
gate.
get to the gate that we described in detail.
Okay.
There's a big gate
can
right
get them
there that
there.
stops all of the poor
We
people
described
from
this
getting to the rich
in
people.
detail.
All right, we're gonna steal a boat.
Oh my god!
With 7
You could have bought a boat.
Rented one. I had to spend all the money on prostitutes. I don't have boat money. Ren, I need your help. I need you to be the man of the house. I got these prostitutes. I need you to
Ren
be-
explained this part to you after you explained what the plan was. He's like, that doesn't work at all. And he's like, did you just spend all of the money
It's all so much money.
not confirming the plan with
all
me?
of the money.
Did you just think
How
it'd
much
be
do you think I
dramatic?
can get for this? We can just break Karna out. Explain to him, oopsie, we sold all your most valued possessions.
At least
and-
use the prostitutes in your current plan.
Oh, we can use. Oh.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to suggest something now
Okay.
since you're so bad at this.
I am making plans.
You're failing at plans.
The wheels are turning. I did not go to school.
That's how badly you failed your role
More
playing.
inspiration.
You failed at role playing, so
No, you succeeded
Well,
at role playing.
Succeeded at role playing
you
extremely.
failed
That's-
within your role
Successfully
playing.
failed.
How about we use the prostitutes to distract someone who has a boat, and we steal the boat?
Oh, but then, how do we get? Oh, that is true. Then how do we get into?
After all, prostitutes are great with semen.
Can we not steal someone poor's boat? Can we just have that be our line? Because that's what they need to live. Can we just steal a boat from like the trading district, so like a small one? It does need to be small. We don't want to get seen.
Okay, I guess.
So yeah, we're in the trade district. There's a series of docks there, and you see like there might be like a schooner or a skiff that you could
Appropriate.
take.
Sick.
The owner's not far away. Like this, probably a fisherman of some sort. Someone well off enough to live here instead of Lowtown. So not as poor. Are you gonna send some sex workers to distract this fisherman?
Uh-huh.
All right,
Gonna make his day.
go ahead and I'll have you roll deception for that.
4 + 2 is 6.
Why don't we give you advantage? Because you've planned this. It's a planned action.
Ooh, 19 + 2 is 21.
So they have successfully distracted the man, and now you get to roll with advantage when it comes to stealing the boat and taking it out to sea. You want to roll stealth for this.
I got a 7 or 20. That 20.
Nat 20? Okay, with a nat 20, I'm not going to have you roll to know how to make the boat leave.
yeah.
You get to skip that part, which you probably would have done badly at.
Yes.
And you go straight to being on the water and getting out of there. Eventually, and the man doesn't even notice until the boat's long gone with a nat 20.
I'm so sorry.
So there's not even like a big hubbub as you're leaving, which is good for you because that means you don't roll disadvantage in trying to sneak on a boat to the cathedral. You just roll normally now.
So I probably yelled, I am so sorry, and he doesn't even hear it at
He wouldn't
all.
hear it, no.
No, sick.
He's very distracted by 7 mildly attractive women.
And then 20 minutes later, one of them looks at their pocket watch and goes, "Okay, bye."
What? What? You ruined this man's life.
Yeah.
All right. Ren will give you advantage on this. He will give you a help action to give you advantage on sneaking to the cathedral on the boat.
Sick. And that one or 19 + 6.
Well, that's much better. All right.
That's
So
much
you
better.
you succeed in arriving at the cathedral undetected.
Sick.
Small boat. Ren was helping you make smart decisions. Now the thing is, when you get to the cathedral, you maybe realize it's like elevated. So now you have to scale.
May I attempt to help? Because there's one thing, after I kind of break things down and get some of the materials that I need, I would probably just be singing some like songs in my cell.
So like Maud can roll up where you are.
Maybe you just hear the familiar voice singing. Could I do like a performance check?
Yeah,
or
you do a
something to
performance
see
check, and that will decide how
Whether or not
well
I'm audible.
how well the perception check goes. I think.
Okay. Modified 20.
Modified 20. Then you just hear you hear exactly where Karna is, and you're able to make your way over there pretty easily. Like you hear.
Then won't do right on a county jail. This Jim is a duty battle cell.
I wrote this song myself.
No one can prove that I stole this shit. Let's rock.
You know that sound you've been looking for.
So yeah, you're able to roll up where Karna is. You hear the window he's singing from. It's 10 feet above you, so it's not like easy to get to, but you can at least whisper to him if you like. And
Karna, hello. It's me, your friend Maud. I am a cat. You remember me?
Are the beds attached to the wall?
No.
Or okay. You hear as I need to move something in order to get my head up to look out the window.
Hello, bonjour.
Oh, good morning.
I'm here too. Hi.
Ren's here too.
Hi, Ren.
He says hi.
Your friend? Question mark. Freed me from Jack's stuff, so I'm good now.
Tenuous at best, that description, but good to hear. I'm glad you're safe.
Dude, did you know Martin's crazy?
I'm coming to that realization.
That sucks.
Is that my stuff I see with you?
Yes. We spent all your money on prostitutes. I would explain later. Do you need your sword?
Need is a strong word, but
You could try to throw him his sword. It would fit through the bars.
Throw it straight up.
Oh God! Blade front.
The thing is, you're good with your hands.
I am.
It would be you need to make a successful check, and then you need to make a successful check. But you could try it. You could try to do a Jim Carrey the Mask
Let's go. Yeah, let's go, gamers.
Does anyone get that reference?
I do. Karna thinks it over. Are you just immediately going to throw it anyway?
Yes.
Okay. Because would having a sword be suspicious? And whoop!
Well, you can hide it under the cot or something. It's pretty flat.
Yeah.
Part of me just wants one of you to roll a 1, so it's blade first.
10, 11, 12.
12 gets you. You just need to throw it close to him. I think 12 does that.
I got an 18. So.
Got an 18? Then you catch it.
Okay. Yes, we have this now.
So Karna now has Sunder in the jail cell. That's a big deal, honestly.
I now have that. I look left and right real quick. Immediately, just kind of tuck it under the mattress of the cot.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you. And here's your ukulele.
That wouldn't fit through the bars. You can tell.
It just bonks against the bars and
Pong.
I am guessing maybe Ren and I kind of wait until you start causing shit, and then we will sneak in. Does that sound good? I'm bad at making plans, apparently, so tell me if that's not a good plan.
Okay. Maybe we wait for night, and you can try and sneak in and take keys or something.
Ren has a better idea.
That does sound like a good plan. Also,
Maybe we
lunch
don't put your friend in a position where people will probably kill him before we can get to him.
Also, I don't want to cause any harm to anybody else in here. They're quite downtrodden as is. A lot of your people, actually.
What the fuck does that mean?
What do you mean, your people?
Shopaloo.
Oh, okay, it is racist. I was trying to figure out.
Your folk.
Well, cool.
I think that's not cool. They're in jail.
Not cool, not cool. We should free them. Are they good? They seem chill.
As far as I see, they seem incredibly depressed, which is why I've been trying to lighten the mood with a bit of song.
Roll to see if it's working.
Should I roll a performance check?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm raising too many spirits, but that would be it's a 15.
Okay, well then
I have a very good performance.
they're at least they're not annoyed by it.
I'm not annoyed by it. Some of them might like it.
There might be a few fans in there who are like, oh, free concert before I hang.
Free concert before I get tortured for information again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll just vibe out here.
I'd certainly pick somewhere to hide in case there are eyes glancing about. This place seems a little secure.
And I think let's see. Let me roll for Ren instead of just using him to just help you.
Yeah.
Ren actually at 19, Ren points out that you could probably hide under the bridge closest to the cathedral and not get seen by barely anybody. It's a very small boat, so.
Okay, we're gonna go away for a bit. Sorry, you're in jail.
It's okay. It's almost lunchtime.
Oh.
I say, going back into position, continue. I scoot the bed back, and just keep singing, and wait for lunch.
Cut back to Alex.
Should we leave for this?
No, I think from now on we can.
From now on, we know what you're doing.
Yeah,
Dropped all
the
3
big reveals happen. So
That's
everything
fair.
else is just fun details for you. You wanted to check in with the magistrate.
Yes.
Magistrate Karis Roth. He's a man in his mid to early 30s, long sort of platinum hair, stern look about him.
Are we just meeting in his office? Or
Yeah, you're meeting in his office.
Magistrate, I have followed your orders and brought Karna Freehorn.
Yes, you did very good work.
I'm also prepared to provide the rest of my report. I have on me the contract the Jack of Aces was using to enslave the less fortunate, and Amber of Fora, which was being transited legally by some sort of Incantari procurer. And I just put the amber on top of the contracts and put that in front of him.
And what of the other magical items that were in your possession?
I still do have them in my possession. I turned them over as well.
Well, that's quite a haul, Apostle Tremont. Thank you very much. You did good work, and I'm prepared to reward you for your work. I have already begun arrangements to have you transferred back to the holy city of Ortega and given a role you may find more suitable to your talents.
That's wonderful, sir.
Of course. You wanted a chance to prove yourself, and you have. Can you roll an insight check for me?
Natural 20.
Okay. I will say that the reason you have brought these things directly to the magistrate and not to a place where they would store such things is because he personally asked you to bring them directly to him. Mm-hmm. With a nat 20, you find that incredibly suspicious and weird. Like, there's a process for this, and he has asked you to circumvent it to bring him these things.
If I may speak freely, sir.
Of course.
When are we planning to move against the Jack of Aces? He does seem to be quite the malignant force in the city.
I think that is something you do not need to worry about, Apostle.
Of course, sir.
Would you like to roll another insight check?
Yes, he's already suspicious. 17.
Combined with your nat 20 from before, you kind of have picked up on he has no intention of taking any action against Jack of Aces.
And to take it a step further, when he even talks about my transfer, is that even being sincere?
You are being transferred, yes.
Okay.
He wants you out of here. Like with your nat 20, I'll even say it's actually inconvenient to have someone as competent and devout as you around.
Then until my transfer, I am still in your service. Do you have any other requests of me?
I would recommend you take a well-deserved small vacation. I will arrange for your transfer, and we will have you doing work more suited to your talents shortly.
Very well, sir. Alexander will leave, and taking the same steps he did as Martin to make sure he was not being followed, he would go speak to his father.
Okay.
Bonk. 12 for deception.
Then that's good enough for people. Like, people aren't going to question why you're going to see your father. You're allowed to go talk to your dad.
If I were to walk up and see your dad, that would be weird.
Yeah, if any old apostle just walked into Commander Tremont's office, that'd be strange. But for his son to just walk in is not strange at all.
As I step to the door, no salute, I just close it behind me and say, "What do you know about the Jack of Aces?"
What do I know? You see him sort of mulling around in his head what he wants to tell you or should tell you. You know your father well enough to know when he's holding back something.
I already know the Jack of Aces is some fey creature using his extended magical affinity to enter into contracts with the locals. I found the contracts.
Jack of Aces is a very profitable figure for the city. He is in Cantare, but I don't think the magistrate has any incentive to interfere with his business if it's helping the city thrive financially.
How could it help the city thrive if he's spreading wild magic among the populace?
I'm going to be blunt. You weren't put on that mission to find evidence to put Jack of Aces away. You were put on it to see if there was a way to get the evidence and to make it go away.
Then what did Karna Freehorn have to do with any of this?
He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Do you know what I brought to the magistrate?
I do. Not because the magistrate wants me to know. I just make sure to keep tabs on him. I don't trust him.
Why? Why does a magistrate with all that authority and all that... how could the goddess allow this to happen? with her grace, allow someone like that to take a position?
The goddess works through people. And if people are corrupt, justice will not be served. Righteousness will not be practiced.
Then what are you doing? The magistrate is corrupt and you just let it happen?
If I were to try and depose the magistrate, it would fall on deaf ears. He makes the pontificate a lot of money. This is a very profitable city. It builds all our ships. It's why we conquered the city 30 years ago.
This was the town that Karna said we sacked?
No, that was Emerald Coast. It no longer exists.
How do you know Karna and Karna know you?
You see, he hesitates here.
Of all the times for you to tell the truth.
All right. I was the man in charge of putting down the rebels in Emerald Coast and seizing the city of Port Tarif.
Who did he think you killed?
Woman named Delamiir, rebel leader, very skilled, but I was more powerful.
Was she a rebel in the sense that she simply protected her home, or a rebel in the sense that she worked against the pontificate?
The former. I don't feel pride in that night, or many other things I did to win Port Tarif. It didn't feel like justice. It didn't feel like doing the right thing. It felt like conquest.
Do you feel like at any point you did the goddess's will?
Raising you, as poorly as I did it, that was more your mother than me.
It certainly was. And she raised me on stories of you.
They were stories.
I'm seeing that now. Well, it seems like there's only one thing left to do. And ask the goddess for guidance. And Alex storms out.
He does nothing to stop you.
With no sense of subtlety, he goes to the base of the cathedral and stands before the altar of the goddess's tree.
Okay.
And kind of just kneels in prayer, just trying to ask, what am I supposed to do when I feel your grace, but everyone around me seems to fall off the path?
What should we roll for that? I guess religion?
Could also be charisma if it's literally him trying to commune with God.
That's true.
Religion with charisma as the backing stat? Just as to maybe go really wild?
I'd absolutely allow that. This is a unique situation. We'll just play it by ear.
18.
You don't hear a voice. You mostly get a feeling. I think the feeling is just as if a hand is gripping your heart, threatening to squeeze it. It's not comforting. It's not even guiding. It's just a threat.
That's not helpful at all.
Maybe your God sucks, dude. Just
How dare you?
How could all this suck?
Alexander, he feels like he can't breathe. And he goes out to just a rampart somewhere outside just to see if he can catch his breath.
Would you like to roll a perception check?
Sure!
Oh, God.
You have to get a pretty high one. They rolled well on stealth.
What did it hurt?
a tasty clump.
It's a roll of 5, perception 0, 5.
Oh yeah, you don't see anything, man.
Can you hear Karna singing?
Why don't you roll performance again real quick?
18.
So you can hear like sort of faintly like Karna singing.
I'm singing kind of like just a bit of a ballad.
Alexander kind of just leans over the side. Here's Karna singing. No one else around me has answers. Go to find Karna.
You know where he is.
What's the guard situation down here, by the way? Is there just like one dude patrolling every now and again that I have to avoid
there's like a rotation of guards patrolling. So one comes in, one comes out, one comes in, comes out every like 10 or so minutes.
I'm going to commit a player faux pas, but I've been doing some shit in here, like trying to acquire materials and stuff. Do you want me to roll a stealth check or a sleight of hand check to make sure I'm actually doing this without getting caught?
Yeah, let's make it sleight of hand. Okay.
18.
18? All right, then yeah, you're fine.
Oh, God. Every now and then, I'm just still singing. They walk by. Shut up. Eat me.
So while you're doing that, one time you hear, instead of just the normal thumping of a guard patrol, it's a bump, 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 bump. And then just like 2 steps away from your cell, it turns into a bump, bump. And then Alexander appears and he just turns to face you. Tell me about Delamiir.
A flash of emotion kind of crosses my face for a moment. Like, at first it's like, oh, he's here to... Why?
I'm not finding a lot of answers to questions you've raised.
Funny that. I figured they'd be more open with you, being such a loyal dog to them and all.
I'm loyal to the goddess.
And I'm guessing she hasn't provided you answers either.
Not as clear as I hoped.
What do you want to know about her? You want to know about her beauty?
Her role in Emerald Cove.
Coast.
Emerald Coast. She was the blacksmith there. She helped the farmers, tradesmen. She'd make weapons, but not for anyone in particular, mostly hunters. They weren't exactly a militaristic people. The only time she really crafted weapons were for herself or for fun.
Did she craft that sword you're trying to piece together?
That was her favorite piece. It was one she made specifically for her. She named it Sunder. And she was beautiful with it. A dancer. It extended from her as if it was a very piece of her own body. Your father was the one that broke it. Shattered it into pieces.
I think the sword shattered him in turn.
If only. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. That was a lie. I'm sorry for that.
I believe the Incantari are still dangerous. It was their wild magic that burned the world were it not for the goddess's grace, but every little thing contains a piece of that grace in turn. And I never saw you pose a danger. I was requested to bring you in, though that request, I think, was for reasons other than holy justice. Not to mention, I think a much larger threat in this city is the Jack of Aces, and no one seems to want to do a thing about him. So, I would like a chance to meet Delamiir if she is really alive, and see the face of my supposed enemy, and see if grace lies in that too.
When you say supposed enemy, any kindness Karna had in his eyes when looking at you previously, any sympathy, seems to kind of dwindle. There might be a flicker of it in there, knowing that you were just kind of raised on this dogmatic belief system. Your supposed enemy was simply a person trying to defend people who wanted to live their own way. Somebody who was willing to look a force far greater than her in the eye and say no. You believe these Incantari, such as myself, are a danger to the world. What of the force that your goddess holds? The force that sweeps from village to village, striking down any who disagree with whatever your leaders happen to tell you. You wouldn't have come to me if there weren't something in your heart that questioned it, would you? You were more than willing to just let me come down here on my own, knowing full well that I mean no harm to anyone.
I'm beginning to reappraise what my goddess's will looks like. And I need to... I grew up in the capital. The goddess was always within reach, quite literally even. Her branches, golden leaves, stretched out above us. I did not know what other lands looked like until I came here. And I did see it initially with colored eyes. Not for the land or the people that live here, but simply as places untouched, invisible to the goddess. So I want to meet Delamiir. I want to see what fire was behind that eye. I want to see what fueled her when she said no. Because I believe that is when I'll finally see if the goddess is being misinterpreted, or if everything I've known is a lie.
Well, I hope you live long enough to collect those answers. Because as it is, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to help you in my position. I hold up my shackled hands in this room.
There's a reason I did not bring all your things with us.
And that is?
As clueless as Maud is, I would figure she would find them. Has she been in touch?
How would she be?
You're quite a good singer.
Thank you.
And your
I
voice...
made a trade off of it.
And I would imagine your voice carries far on the water. I wouldn't be surprised if they could hear you in Highport, maybe even the Tradesport.
I don't think my voice carries that far.
You'd be surprised.
But regardless, Maud's voice doesn't.
Yet I've seen her climb up things I definitely wouldn't without equipment. That's how I was able to find the contracts the Jack of Aces was keeping.
I guess I never knew about that.
Yeah, you guys didn't discuss it.
If you need proof of my deed, then maybe one day we can ask Ren what happened to him. He
Ominous.
should
He's fucking dead.
be. Hold on. Just heard it myself. I freed him from the Jack of Aces. Burned his contract to ash.
Oh, very considerate of you. Whether or not Maud can scale this building, I'm not sure how Maud's going to whisk her way into this window and scurry me away. That would require somebody on the inside, I suppose. Oh, too bad we don't have one of them.
Then perhaps if you made a deal for your singing talent, you can make another to get out of this cell.
Interesting. Go on.
I help you get out, we find Delamiir, or you can help me find answers to my questions about just exactly what my goddess intends.
And you happen to have a key to these cells?
I can procure one.
Then let's start from there, and maybe we can negotiate once we actually have some leverage. But I'm amenable.
Alexander nods and walks back down the way, preferably to wherever the guards station themselves.
Yeah, they let you through. Like you captured this guy. You're allowed to talk to him for a bit. If you kept coming back and forth, that'd be a little weird. But one visit is fine.
I'm gonna take this time. I would like to confer with you privately for this piece.
Ooh.
Okay. Fuck off.
Finally, it's my turn to get off the store chair.
Like you can, Jesse can stay.
Just without being there.
Get out of here, Alexander.
I mean, yes.
Oh, the turntables.
It's not gonna be very long, so you don't have to go very far.
Okay, I'll be in the lobby though. Just text me.
Will do. What I'd like to do is I would like to take the Shard of Sunder while he is conferring with the guard, and I would like to pick one of the pieces of my shackle. Okay. So I would like to pick them so that they can open.
Okay.
There's going to be another sleight of hand check later.
But yeah, but we can roll this first one.
Okay, so just to make sure I get these popped. 22 to get them unlocked.
Well, then that definitely does it.
All right, and I don't want to break the locking mechanism while doing it. Is that cool?
Yeah, with the 22, yeah.
Okay, excellent. So yes, they are open and like basically just kind of like loose on my arms, cracked open,
Okay.
but ready to be re-snapped if I need them.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I wanted
That's
for
it?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the other part later, but he can be privy to that.
Buy shirt.
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 Bisexual shirt.
Buy shirts.
Buy shirt and buy shirt.
Buy shirts.
Buy shirt.
Buy shirts. Bye.
There we go. All right. I think we got it.
Wonderful.
So I guess just real quick, we'll check in with Maud and Ren, just sort of
Fishing
waiting.
under the dock.
Yeah. Just kind of vibing. If Maud were to play any of that, would it be too loud? They trying to lay low?
Yeah, no, Ren would be like, no, don't, no.
I will be so quiet.
The whole point of it is that it's not quiet.
It's so quiet.
It makes noises.
Musical instruments are famously quiet.
No.
Wow. She sets it down. She just kind of looks at it.
I got the toy. I cannot play with it. It looks so fun, Karna, does it?
Oh.
Is Maud feeling anything besides antsy and like ADHD, or
She's mad
she's angry? Okay.
Yeah.
At who?
at Martin
Okay.
because, you know, she considered briefly, like, well, hey, she's got Karna's money, she's got everything. Like, should she just go with Ren and go back? And she decided, like, no, that's not the right thing to do. Which is interesting for her because, like, she's just met these people, you know. But Karna has been so kind to her, and so she wants to free him. And then talking with Karna, she's remembering how nice a guy that he is, and she's really mad at Martin now because she's like, this, like, just the nicest guy in the world. You're gonna throw him in jail. Like, she wants revenge. She's like kind of foaming, like at the mouth, just kind of.
Hashtag Karna did nothing wrong.
The grip of my heart isn't the goddess, it's Maud.
You bastard.
Yes, you put on the jaw. I fucking.
Home then mailed.
It was a warning. Maud is going to rip your heart out with her bare hands.
I'm going to eat it.
Then, with that said, unless you want Maud to do anything else while you wait.
No, she's just kind of just sulking.
Okay.
Did I get lunch, by the way?
Yeah. Do you want to do anything about it? Like,
No, I
you
just
would
would've
get
eaten
on with all wooden.
If it's all what, yeah, I'd
Are Maud and Ren hungry?
Probably. Like, do you want to actually try and catch fish?
Yeah.
Because you haven't eaten today.
Yeah. Maud would be starving at this point.
For the record, I do have a bit of string, like, that I spooled off of the cot that I have.
Okay.
And I now have a chunk of wood.
Okay.
These are all components that are useful to me.
You didn't share your string with me?
You weren't around for it.
I love string. I'm gonna go into the water with a hammer and start killing fish.
You're on a fishing boat. You have fishing equipment.
I know, but I like
Okay.
to swim.
Oh, just in the water with a hammer?
Yes.
I will give you advantage if you're swimming.
Yes. Yippee!
Try fishing. That will be survival, which you're also good at. So
Fuck
the thing is,
yeah.
you know how to catch fish. You wouldn't do it the way people do.
Because I'm a crazy person.
I'm just imagining Gollum.
Yes.
I mean, that's how she would catch fish.
Catches the fishes. 17 plus. That was like Stitch, Martin.
Survival is a wisdom thing.
Oh, well, it says survival is. Oh, yeah, I see. Plus 5. So 17 plus 5.
You catch enough fish for you and Ren, and you can dine on fish.
Hell yeah. Just smashing them.
Now, you can eat raw fish and be fine. Ren cannot.
Oh, weak baby.
Can't
Weak
have sushi.
human.
You can just eat fish off the bone. He will not do that. So he might eat some rations instead.
That's fair. I was going to offer that, yeah.
You can have the fish.
Sick. That sounds good.
All right. And that's how you just spend your time?
Yeah. Just fuming. Not
Alright.
communicating any of this to Ren, because I'm not talking about my feelings. I'm just mad.
Okay.
Taking your feelings out on the fish.
And he's not gonna,
That's what
he's
I'm
not
doing.
gonna try and make you talk.
Yeah.
Like, he also doesn't talk about his
Yeah.
feelings.
I
So-
was hammering those fish, getting some energy out, some bad vibes out.
You guys
Yeah.
are so healthy.
Really, really healthy relationship here.
Now we go to Alex. What do you think Alex does? Like, how long does he wait to do anything? Like, what
Well,
does he do?
pretty much after he talks to Karna, he's going to go back to the guard station or whatever kind of central location there for the guards. of the
So we're about midday right now.
Yeah, and he wants to actually see if there's a rotation schedule in the guardhouse, guard office, that sort of thing.
There would be, but going to the place where that is would be suspicious. You'd have to either roll deception to look like you belong there, or stealth to try and hide that you're going in at all.
I'm gonna go with deception.
Be confident, look like you belong.
And if anyone asks, he's going to say, it's like, I was entrusted with bringing Karna Freehorn in. I want to make sure he is secured.
Okay.
10.
I think if you spend 1 point of inspiration, that works.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll just walk in, arms up.
All right, yeah, you walk in like you belong there. You're able to look at the sheet. No problem. It's just on the wall.
Yeah, and I want to see when the guards are due to change out.
Okay, that would happen around like 6 p.m. So like
Okay.
dusk.
And if the meal is brought in at 8, that means there's a 2-hour window between the guard change and when food's handed out. Who's currently on how many guards are on the schedule for the next shift change?
They tend to have three, two always at the door, and then a rotation of them going in and out.
Okay. I am going to go find the person whose name is on the list for patrolling, or at least one of the 3 names on the list for the next shift change.
Okay.
To preface my plan, I want to try and get their switch shift with them.
You can try.
Okay.
Always. Bro, if I open for you, will you close?
the DM's motto, you can certainly try. I'm gonna go find just one of them. I'm not sure if there's any like special consideration for any of them, but I'm gonna walk up to them and say, I wanna make sure Karna doesn't try anything funny tonight. Would you mind switching your shift with me?
No, I was gonna do my stand-up routine.
I think he's gonna do stand-up.
Roll persuasion.
Come on, it's actually really good. 4 + 4, 8.
I don't think I can do that.
My father's Commander Tremont. Surely any sort of protocol is be relaxed.
Wait till my
father hears about this.
Roll 2 dice for a whole new roll.
Roll one more.
Okay, roll
one more,
All
and
right.
this will be your advantage roll.
It's a 5. Yeah, so 9.
If you spend one more point,
Get me to 10.
we'll allow it to happen. I did want to spend some time with Apostle Mary.
Ooh la la.
Just something to start with her. Yeah, sure.
Do you know what her deal is? Just
Yeah, do you like? Does she?
I think I heard that she likes walks through the Hightowns, like the main street out of Hightown, like by the main gate with all it's lit up wonderfully at night.
Okay, yeah. Thanks. I really appreciate that.
Of course, I obviously owe you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
And he just like sort of he's lost in thought now about like the possibilities of a romantic walk through Hightown.
Aw.
She's posted in Hightown, I think. I can maybe like go hang out with her.
It must be the goddess's will then.
So yeah, what does Alex do next?
Well, then I guess I gotta wait for the shift change. But he is going to go into his room. Austere, of course, barely has anything in it, but he's going to
Very bare room.
Yeah. So he didn't hand over the Pixie Tech shield because in his mind that wasn't
That's true.
Wasn't magical.
You chose not to do that.
He is going to just kneel in front of his window, obviously facing the south, and hold up the shield to the light and just quietly whisper, "Goddess, if use of this tool is not against your will or is against your will, show me." And he's just going to kneel there and wait for something to happen.
Would you like to do that roll again? Religion and charisma?
if you don't say nothing, I'm gonna use it.
22.
Okay. You feel that grip on your heart a little bit tighter.
What does that mean?
It's like when my cat tries to wake me up in the morning. It's like, go away.
Yeah, maybe it's just stop
Shut up.
bugging me.
Fuck up.
I'm so busy.
I'm so busy being a treat.
So he won't equip it, but he'll sling it back over his back.
Okay. So he's keeping it open as an option.
And he will, whatever he took out of the pack as Martin, he puts back in as Alexander and just slings that over his shoulder. And he is going to wait till the shift change and head back to the prison then.
Do we want to skip forward to sunset?
Yeah, none of this plan has been conferred to me yet, so.
That's true.
None of, I'm just waiting for one of these things to start working into action.
You get your thing moving. You take on the shift now. The thing is, you do still have to roll deception when it comes to
To the two people that are still
the two
there.
people who
Fair
know
enough.
the guy who's usually on this shift. We'll switch to sunset lights. There we go.
I specifically asked my father if I could have this posting. I need to keep an eye on the Fawny.
Okay, sure. Like, it's not my job to make the schedule. I'm not gonna fight.
Do you still want me to roll about it, or just bring up my dad's?
Yeah, roll deception,
All
but
right.
we'll see if that was a bit much.
To
come out with it right out of the gate.
17 plus
Who starts a
19.
conversation like that?
19. Okay, jeez. You came out so hot. Like
You looked like you were questioning while I was here. There's your answer.
you're not the guy usually on the schedule. Like you're not on schedule right now.
Do I hear them conferring down the hall?
Roll perception. You're pretty good hearing.
I do. Oh, that's a 19 on the die, so.
So, yeah, you heard it.
23, yeah.
You hear it.
While I hear them conferring, I understand that there's a shift change happening. I would like to ritual cast Unseen Servant.
All right.
while they're conversing.
Then you do.
I now have a completely invisible force that will kind of do as I will it as a mental command.
After some time has settled and they've gotten used to me being there, Alexander will stand up and say, I'll take the first patrol.
Let's roll for how long that would take. So you roll a d6.
Okay, which one of you has not fucked me? Let's
So
go.
it can take up to an hour, but we'll see if it does.
Okay. 5, so 50
Shit,
minutes.
so it takes 50 minutes for that to happen.
Okay, I have 10 more minutes of unseen servant left. That's fine. Hey, 10 minutes is like...
That's
honestly-
dramatic.
Yeah, I technically only need that amount, so...
Yeah, he didn't know you were casting it, so.
Worst
perfect.
case, you have a friend in your cell with you.
I'm just hanging out with my muse.
Is it standard procedure for the patrolling guard to have a key to the cells?
Like,
Then-
it would probably be hanging on the wall in the office somewhere. So like you'd still have to like do some sleight of hand to grab it.
Okay. Well, I thought if it's normal for me to have the patrolling guard to have it, then would I need it?
You wouldn't. No one would take the keys unless they needed to use them.
Okay.
You don't just bring the keys to where the prisoners
Well,
are
you
without
never
a
know
reason.
where you want to open the door. Yeah, fair enough. No, I got it.
That's a great way to have someone steal the keys.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I don't know that Karna's summoned his unseen servant, so yeah, he would just try and lift the key first off for a sleight of hand check.
I let you in on that.
Another 5. Why am I rolling with this? 8.
Okay, so someone catches you trying to get the keys. Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't we supposed to have the keys with us in case a cellmate needs help?
No.
Oh, well, this is why I don't patrol the prison that often.
Why? Because you want to have the keys? Like, is that a thing for you? Like,
I've
to get
I've
off
always
on-
heard a story of like a prisoner gets sick or something, and then you go into the cell to help them.
If the prisoner gets sick, you go get the keys and you.
You know what? That makes sense. That does make sense.
Connor, you
Do you want to? Let's have you roll either deception or persuasion
To just cover that up.
to cover up your attempt.
I'll roll with. It has to be deception because he's faking that he doesn't know. He knows well enough that he's not doing something right. I'm not rolling with this dice though. It has fucked me over too many times. Let's use the other metal die. Oh god. It's a 2, so 4.
Okay, man. This you've been acting real weird. We're gonna have to get you to go.
You are
somewhere
absolutely
else.
right. Draw my sword. Strike with ensnaring strike.
Oh, all right.
You have drastically changed my plans.
I mean, they were about to kick him out, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, as soon as I notice that there's an actual scuffle for this, it's like, oh, that changes things. Oh, that's
Oh,
different.
we're fighting?
Okay, so yeah, roll to hit.
Not this one. This one's also all fucked me in one way or another. All my dice are terrible.
That's not great
3.
either.
Yeah, that's nowhere near.
Well, the spell still sticks to my sword because it has to hit before it casts. But that's my whole. I take the. I've already attacked them. I just I grab the key because.
Okay, that works.
Can I make a perception check to hear the...
Yeah, they're in another room, so this will be a slightly higher check.
Well, I'm going to assume that a nat 20 hits it.
Yeah, nat 20 hits it. You know
I'm
something's
kind
happening.
of on edge and just kind of like waiting for something to happen. Like, oh shit, something's happening.
Yeah,
At
one
which-
of your ears just goes, whoop.
Like a dog.
At which point I would kind of like walk up to the bars, and assuming that the other guard is kind of like down there, as I walk up to the bars, I have a handful of the sand that I made myself, and I prepare to cast a spell.
Yeah, it was a surprise round. You caught him by surprise, so he hasn't shouted yet. Mm-hmm. You are higher in the initiative order, so you get another chance to hit.
Yeah. So kill him on the back foot. Go in again. All right, give me that 20. Give me something this time. Come on. 11. If I pump it to a 13, is that enough to hit? He's in front of me and the door's behind him.
Yeah, he's between you and the exit.
Okay, then I'm gonna see if would there be enough room for me to say use my movement to pivot around him and come between him and the door.
Yeah, especially with your mover feet, I'd say like yes.
Oh, and also anyone I try to attack, even on a miss, can't use an attack opportunity against me because I'm mobile. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
that solves that problem.
Mobile, right? Not mover.
That's
Same thing.
That's my turn. Can't do anything else.
All right, it's Karna's turn.
How far away from me is that door? That's going to matter.
Probably around at least 10 feet.
Oh, 10 feet? Never mind, I'm fine. I kind of like poke my head out of the bars a little bit. I'm a small creature, I can do that. Like kind of poke my head like kind of sideways through. Excuse me,
What?
do you hear that?
Here? What?
Sounds like a gentle rain, and I slowly blow the sand out of my hand and I cast sleep directly on him.
Okay, just first level?
Yes, I have, so it's going to be 5d8. If I match his hit points, he slumbers. Does he have, if he has 18 or less hit points, he's asleep.
I'd say he has less.
So the guard on the other side of that door,
That solves half the problem.
with my bonus action, I am going to command my unseen servant to fetch me sunder from under my bed.
Next is the conscious guard's turn. He's obviously going to try to attack Alexander. Let's see if he does it. He rolled a 19.
That hits.
Yeah. You take 6 damage. Multi-attack. He'll take one more shot at it. That's only a 2.
That doesn't hit. As I catch the spear and he comes back again for another thrust.
Now it's your turn.
I think he's kind of caught in the adrenaline of the moment. He's gonna charge him again. For the love of God, one of these roll good. Come on, I already prepped ensnaring strike. Okay, 13 plus 5, 18.
That hits.
All right. 11 piercing damage.
He is extremely hurt from that one attack.
Okay, and as I strike, the kind of subtle glow around the short sword just explodes into vines that wrap around him like snakes, and he has to, I believe, roll a strength saving throw.
He rolled a 9.
That is lower than 12. He fails. He is now restrained by the vines.
Okay. So he's going to take a d6 of damage. Go for it.
4 piercing damage.
He's not downed yet.
But that was at the start of his turn, so Karna still has a turn, and then he takes the 4 damage and can act, or try to.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to pick the lock with the little shard of sunder that I have.
Okay. Yeah, that's a sleight of hand check.
19 plus 5, 24.
That definitely does it.
So what is the situation at the end of the hall that I'm looking at?
You would currently see just the unconscious guard and a closed
Yeah.
door.
Okay, so it's a full-on wooden door, not like a metal gate.
Yeah, like the sounds you heard were muffled.
I would order my unseen servant to essentially strip that guard of his weaponry, and
The unconscious one?
Yeah, the one that's sleeping.
Gotcha.
Once done with that, I would give them the task of taking them to my cell and shackling them to my bed.
Okay.
Like, kind of set all of their stuff aside and then drag them back into the cell while I make my way over to that door.
That would have made it the guard's turn, who just took damage. So now we can go back to Alex.
Alex will switch his short sword to just the pommel and try and strike him over the head with it. Still a roll to hit, but this is essentially flavoring as non-lethal damage.
He has 1 hit point. You did it.
Okay, so
Yeah, you would have had advantage to hit since he's immobile.
He's
anyway.
unconscious. Immediately can't cancel the concentration on the ensnaring strike, so the vines shrivel up and
that's the
die.
encounter.
Alex opens the door. Oh, wow.
You see as that body is being dragged by a poltergeist away.
Oh, good idea. And I grab the other guard and start dragging him into the cell.
Do you have the key?
Well, yes, but you're out.
I gesture to all of the other prisoners who may or may not be unjustly bound here.
Would you like to roll a perception check real quick?
18.
The majority of these prisoners don't look dangerous. They look like vagrants or just people down on their luck, or just people who look like Maud. You don't see anything dangerous about them. They kind of just seem sad.
And I hold my hand out for the key. Thank you. And I go about unlocking the cells. I take the guards' weapons, and I arm the most fightingest looking of them.
We can't just walk all these people out the front door.
No, we can't. But... And Karna gets a smile on his face. These walls are thick, obviously.
Yeah, they are constructs, which means they would not have any saves if you wanted to do something about it.
They'd take full damage to
Yeah.
my sonic attacks. The door at the end of the hall, can it be locked?
You can, yeah.
There's no other entrance to this dungeon, is there?
No, it's one way in, one way out.
Excellent. Everybody, I have a plan to get out of here. What I need you to do is I need each of you who are able to grab your cots, move them to the far end, pile them against that door. Because I'm about to make some noise.
I'm gonna roll for them.
I also instruct my unseen servant to do the same.
Okay, let him roll as well then. We can add them together.
My unseen servant has a strength of 2. 8 that we can add to that?
Well, 8 plus 7 gets you there where it actually is done well, because they rolled a 7. That was not going to do.
I mean, they're all probably malnourished and very sad
Yeah.
and tired.
Yeah, no, like it makes sense why they may not be great at piling stuff together, but with the Unseen Servant's help, they managed to get it piled up pretty well.
Can I make a investigation with advantage to try to find the weakest wall
Yeah,
among the ones that have an outward-facing window?
yeah, so go for it.
All right. 18 or... Yeah, 18. And you'll probably be able to hear this.
Yes.
I am going to use a second-level spell from, like, using some of the minerals that I gathered from the rocks as I was trying to chip away my shackles to cast Shatter on that wall.
First, I'm not going to tell you if you want a low or high roll, but why don't you roll a d12 for me?
A D12. Okie dokie. Barbarian dice, go. 1.
1, okay.
18.
Well, that beats a 1 for its integrity.
Wow, somebody was chipping away at that shit.
Like, yeah, it's like in a cell at the far end, and someone was like really picking away
Yeah,
at
it's
it.
a cell that was already empty, and it's like, oh, this is why.
They're just like, oh yeah, we haven't fixed the wall here yet.
That's the fucked up room. Don't put anyone in there.
Just-
Maud has been thinking of nothing but, because like she knows she's bad at plans. She's like, I'm gonna fucking show them. She's been thinking of nothing but this fucking plan to get the key. She's like, I am gonna get in there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do
And
that.
all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the ringing voice, you just hear, let's fucking go! Boom! To the sound of an explosion. And now we wait.
Wait for what?
So Maud, what do you do?
it's time. It's time. Like she doesn't know what's happening. She's like, Red.
Should we roll initiative for this? I think we should.
1, 4 total.
14, yeah, you're perplexed by this. We're essentially trapped.
11.
The integrity of the door is the amount that was rolled before.
So 15?
15. And I'll roll to see how quickly they can get there.
So Maud, this is gonna be on you to figure out what's going on and if you can pilot the ship here. I suggest to the Chapelou, who I know can swim, those of you who feel comfortable swimming, go right ahead.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe aim for Low Town. I think there are less guards in Low Town.
Go right ahead.
So yeah, like all the Chapelou leave. They're gone. they like wee like dolphins.
I just watch. Majestic.
Okay, guards first. We're gonna roll to see how quickly they can get there. Oh, they rolled a 3, so they're not getting there this round. That's for sure. So you guys have some time. So
There's a moment of confusion that's happening.
the guards are very alert. So like they had an 18 on the initiative, but also they're still pretty thrown. So it's gonna take them a bit to get down there and figure out where this was happening in the first place. They know what side it happened on.
At this point, after piling up all the rubble, my unseen servant would cease to exist.
That makes sense. Yeah. So Karna, it is your turn.
It is my turn.
There may not be much to do for you right now, but
Well, there is something I could do. It could potentially help or hurt. It's
your call.
I just walk up to Alexander. Do you have a piece of parchment and a quill, perhaps?
Do I?
I just need something to write with. A piece of charcoal, anything.
I will take out my partially burnt torch and chisel off some just ash. I guess the part of the
Yeah, I
part of the torch
I
that
can
it
make I
burned.
can make ink with that, and I will actually use the piece of sunder to turn it into a pen. And if you have any parchment, I will gladly use that.
Nothing. I mean, there's stuff you could write on, but I don't have parchment.
Oh, just a piece of a pillow. Why not? Piece
yeah,
of,
yeah, that works.
piece of-
Yeah.
This is
I-
so
I-
funny
yeah,
to
I-
happen right after a big explosion. Be like,
Yep,
do you have
I-
something to write with?
Excuse me, I have something to write with. I just kind of like start jotting stuff down. Whatever you're thinking of me now, yes.
Next, it is Maud's turn. So what does Maud do? You have an action. You probably need an action to set sail. Once you guys set sail, you can use your movement as the ship's movement. Like so, for now though, you guys need to get the boat moving.
Red, we have to go. We have to.
Well, oh yeah, okay.
No, I guess key out the window. Just like whatever the fuck is happening over there. Let's go. Let's get.
All right. And he mounts up and gets ready to row with you.
Both of us need to row, right?
Yeah.
Or-
So why don't we roll just to see how well you guys can get going.
Maud got a 12.
Ren rolled a 19. So together you guys absolutely get the boat moving. It will take you 4 rounds to get to where they need to be. So you guys have to hold out for 4 rounds. And you also will need to roll a stealth check every single turn to make sure people are catching you and then trying to do something about you. Because there was just an explosion, and now you're a suspicious rowboat going around the perimeter. So roll a stealth check. I love making up game mechanics on the fly. It's fun.
10.
10.
The sun has set, so there's darkness.
You can roll with advantage because of the confusion. The sun has not set yet. The sun is setting.
And this all just happened, so everybody's like scattered up there.
You did take 15 minutes actually. Maybe the sun has set.
Yeah, it'd be at least 7 o'clock now.
Right down. 13.
With the advantage of them being extremely distracted and not looking down at the water right now, I'm gonna say it's going to go up in difficulty every single turn.
All right.
So for now that works.
I mean, who would catch me? Are there guards around?
Yeah, there's
sure.
guards everywhere. It's a militarized church.
Oh, you got me there.
And like they are prepared for a potential siege on the cathedral, so they have stuff to do to you,
Oh, okay.
including cannons, because you know what a cannon is. So you don't want to be caught, is my point. Alex's turn.
I'm going to take out the 50 feet of hempen rope and start tying it to one of the intact portions of the cell so I can throw the rest out and have something to climb down on to get to the water.
Do you want to roll survival for that?
I don't want it to snap while anyone's trying to climb down.
Yeah.
10. If needed, I have the 2 inspiration I could spend.
With the 2 inspiration, it'll be sturdy.
Okay, yeah, I'll bump it to 12.
All right, is that your turn?
I do want to don like a cloak. One of the cloak I was wearing is Martin, just to kind of cover most of my body.
The guards again. They're gonna roll to try and figure out where you are. We'll see.
Where all this came from.
Yeah. They rolled a 10. So they know the general area and they're moving towards that area. They'll roll with advantage next time to know where you are. To know where the explosion was. Next up is Karna again. Does Karna have anything else he wants to do right now?
Karna is writing.
Okay. Maud, time to roll a stealth check.
Oh boy. 15 plus 6.
You make it through.
Yeah.
Next time it'll be harder.
Thank you, dice. Please. Don't fuck this up, please.
Next is Alex again.
I'm gonna poke my head out the hole and just like, why does Karna want us to wait? Do I maybe see Maud coming?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Maud is probably still like making their way
Like around the curve.
island.
Yeah.
Then actually, you know what? While I'm waiting, I'm going to press my hand against the wound, the spear, like the guard dug in me with the spear, and with my blood, trace out a simple design of a tree on the wall that's next to the hole Karna blew out.
Okay.
So we're all doing crazy things in there.
I feel like if Karna's leaving a message, so on. I don't have any paper. I just got my blood.
Next up is the guards again. They roll with advantage now to know where they're looking. They got a 15, and I think that does it. They now know where they're going, and I'd say in one turn you'll have at least some guards outside the door.
Yeah,
ready
we start to
start
hear
knocking
some
stuff
boot
down.
prompts.
Yeah. Karna.
Still writing.
Okay.
Writing and humming to myself.
Maud, roll a stealth check.
Yes. 17 plus 6.
All right, you made it through again.
Thank you.
So one more turn. If you don't get caught, you guys can actually sneak out of here without getting caught, potentially. Yeah, I'll have you roll another stealth check as you leave.
Sneak.
Sneak on, yeah, I mean on a rowboat at night?
Yeah.
You actually could.
Like, all things considered,
It could go a lot worse.
Complete, and they're totally outside our wheelhouse. Competent escape.
It's Alex's turn.
Once I finish sketching the tree, the blood on my hand will start to glow as I bring it back to the wound and cast Lay on Hands to bump me back up to max HP.
All right, ask the guards. They have arrived at the door. They're going to try to break through. So yeah, we'll start with a D6. So that's a 4, bringing the door down to 11 health.
axes start to hit the wood.
Yeah.
Like click, clank, click, clank, click, clank.
Next up is Karna's turn.
Writing.
All right, Maud, roll your final stealth check before you get to the hole. And you can see Maud move now, by the way.
All right, anyone who didn't already jump in the water, line up.
Mostly us. It's mostly the humans and
Ooh.
6 plus 3 is 9. I probably shouldn't bother.
No,
with
you
my-
should not bother
All right.
because you have been caught. They are now preparing cannonballs to shoot at you.
Why did you do this to me?
Now, I will say they will shoot at you with disadvantage when you're this close, but you do not want to be hit by a cannonball.
Or else we're all swimming.
Yeah, exactly. And you're in armor, by the way.
No, I drown.
You
I'm
will
dead.
drown. Alex, what do you do? Maud has arrived, so you have the first opportunity to get into the boat.
Well, I'm gonna coil up the rope and start like helping other people rappel down.
So you're going to use your turn to assist.
Yes, I'm gonna help anyone else climbing down right now.
I say there's 3 humans there.
Get down.
Next up is the guard's turn. They're going to now roll a d8. They rolled a 6, so it has 5 health left. The next dice roll will probably do that door in. So
As I noticed that, oh dear.
the other humans that are not Alex, he used his turn to get them already in. If you
Yeah,
guys can all get out before those guys show up, they will not catch you.
I'm just going to take part of my turn to walk over to the guard that is currently tied up, and just like kind of, and just kind of slip this into his pocket.
Okay.
And then I make my way over to the rope after you.
All right.
So after he goes down, I'm going to slide down the rope and I will slice it off at the top and just kind of like fall down. Catch me!
I guess athletics.
I'm 5'5", so I did this a lot to my friends.
so that's a 6.
Oh, you fall on your ass.
Oh, fair enough. All right, let's go.
Now I will bring up Maud. You see Martin.
Would you like to roll a perception
But he's
check to recognize Martin?
He's wearing the cloak he wore as Martin. So aside from
Well,
the
then roll with
blindfold, he
advantage
looks
on your perception check.
So a 2 or a 1.
You don't know who this new man is. Next is the guard's turn. They rolled exactly a 5.
So they've broken through.
They broke through the door, and they're going to start making their way towards you. They do have spells.
Maybe we should start rowing. And with that, I'm also going to give you Bardic Inspiration to help you with the escape effort.
Sick.
I would like to use Thunder Wave, kind of like down into the water to whoosh, give us some tide.
Yeah, if you do that and you succeed, I will allow you to get halfway across the lake towards the exit to the main canal.
Yikes. I got the wind knocked out of me. That's a nat 1. I'll just take that.
Make an athletics check, DC 15. So if you want to move your full movement speed, even with the amount of...
And you can add the d6 to it. What is your athletics?
+4.
All right, so you got 16.
Yeah.
Don't even need the Bardic Inspiration.
In 3 more turns, you can be at the canal and leave it. They're going to try and hit you with cannons. Again, you do not want to be hit by this. They're going to roll with disadvantage, though, because you're still pretty close. They got an 8, which is already too low. They don't hit you with cannons, but you do hear like a nearby. It even like kind of rocks you. The guards are going to make their way to the hole, and they've done that in this turn. Next turn, they will try to make an attack on you, since you are still within 30 feet.
So right when the first one of them appears in the hole, I will produce my holy symbol and cast Nature's Wrath on the first of the guards to emerge at the hole.
Okay.
A lot like when I hit the guard with the weapon, except this time the vines are just kind of ghostly. We'll just spring up out of the cracks in the rock and try to wrap around him again. They have to make a strength or dex saving throw.
They roll with advantage. If you'd like to roll insight into why, you can.
I can guess.
They rolled a 13.
That succeeds. If it's really what I think it is and what you're alluding to, then I think as I produce the symbol, the light glows, but then just kind of
Flickers.
That's my turn.
I look down into the water. Let's see if we can get this baby to move. With a different dice this time, and that's a nat 20. Let's move! Bubble of concussive force starts to propel us along.
It'll take you 2 more turns to be out of harm's way.
That's a 10. Use my Bardic Inspiration to help you.
Yeah.
Then you still have your other inspiration. 14. Fuck. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Wait,
Hold
ability
on.
check. Roll that again, because you get advantage when you're doing an ability check.
Okay.
5. That gets us there. That's
Okay.
15 exactly.
If you are able to succeed in another athletics check on your next turn, you're gone.
Okay, so I'm inspired by Karna's use of unconventional magic. I have Searing Smite, and the condition is it has to strike a creature. But could I say, use Searing Smite on my blade and then strike the water to create a bit of a steam cloud?
Yeah, if you did that, then the cannons would roll at disadvantage permanently.
Okay, yeah, I'll burn the spell slot. So, whisper a little bit into the blade. It starts to slightly glow red, and then I just slash at the water behind the boat, and the water just into a steam.
Roll Arcana.
Nope. I know, but it didn't land where I wanted it to land. And here's
The
the thing,
rolls have to be
if
consistent.
that had rolled a 1, we would have been happy that I did this. So I'm
The
gonna
rolls have to be consistent. It has to go
It
in.
was a 20.
17 plus my Arcana, 18.
You succeed.
All right.
You create a steam cloud around you. Now the cannons that are about to shoot at you roll with disadvantage.
Hey.
And it's a very good thing they do because they just rolled a 19. And now they just rolled a 1.
Yay!
Hey! Cannon backfire!
Yeah, no, I think literally one of the cannons, for like just something goes really wrong, and the cannon itself explodes.
my
Sending
God.
guys flying off of the fucking top of the cathedral into the water. One of them definitely does the Wilhelm scream.
All right, let's see about finding our way out of this. And on to the next adventure! 17.
I'd say you succeed, yeah.
Until we meet again!
They just like sort of skip off on the water and out of the canal into safety. How far out do you guys think you go?
Beachside Grove, is that also a trade town?
Beachside Grove is where you often come back
yeah.
from Green Ferry from home.
Yeah,
So you know Beachside Grove. It's actually the first human settlement you ever visited.
and they would have like trade goods and stuff there as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Taking shifts, how long would it take us to row out that way?
I'd say it'd take most of the night.
I would keep kind of a low profile in the water, keep my hood up just a bit, because in case there are any, pontificate ships sailing around the area. Obviously, word probably hasn't reached them that quickly, but
Yeah, there might be some larger ships looking for you, but they can't come as close to the shore as you can. Mm-hmm. So it's fairly easy to evade them. You arrive at Beachside Grove at sunrise.
yeah, I stare off at the horizon as the sun comes up, looking at the kind of like pinks and golds. And just kind of start humming a song to myself. You're out there somewhere. I'll find you.
Maud is going to go to Ren and say, I am so sorry that we spent all of our money on sex workers. I wish I could give you some to go home with, but I think it's best if we part ways once we get to town.
Oh,
Do you think you can do that? Do you think you can go and get Billy and take her home?
yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
You crying?
No, I'm not crying.
You care about me.
No, shut up.
Maud's gonna hug him.
He's fighting back tears. just don't do something stupid and die or something.
I promise. I'm gonna write a letter to your mother and to Arn, and if you could take that.
You mean I'm gonna write a letter?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to dictate a letter.
I'm going to talk a letter at you, and you're going to put it on the paper.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
You're gonna be okay, all right?
Yeah. No. It's. We'll make it work.
I'm gonna find a way to help the bakery. I don't know what that looks like right now, but this isn't goodbye forever. This is just until next time, okay?
Okay.
Noticing that Alexander and/or Martin is currently brooding, I'd wander over to him.
He's been quiet this whole time.
You asked about Delamiir.
I did.
I point off at the horizon with the the color of the horizon, the rising sun. Every morning I look out, and that is what reminds me of her. It was the color of her eyes. And not only that, just what it all represents. That feeling of a new beginning, of rejuvenation. That feeling that whatever came before, there is always what can come after. And that is what she is. That is who she is. I've had many companions in my life, but none had so profound an impact as her. Knowing that she's out there somewhere, it fills me with that same hope as I always had looking into her eyes. And I know you're going through a lot right now. But whatever comes next, it will be what you make of it. And every day comes with a fresh chance to make things right for you and for those you care about.
I spent my whole life, rather short one compared to yours so far, dedicated to the goddess I thought protected all of us. But in the course of a night, I'm thrown into doubt. The goddess flowed through me, much in the same way that hope and love you described Delamiir gave to you. But now it's cold, like a vice on my heart, which speaks to me in such a way of the goddess is real, but not what I thought she was, and what she might be terrifies me.
Those are the many mysteries that lie ahead. But I think that's what I always admired about humans, your people. Your lives are shorter than mine. Much shorter than the elves. Compared to the elves, my life is about as long as yours to them. But in that short span, the mere decades, maybe up to a century that you wander, you always find such profound ways to change things. Sometimes it's for the worse, but sometimes it's for the better. You build, you create. Because your lives are so short, you need to fill them with this meaning. In many ways, your lives are often more impactful than those of my people. Just in terms of what you're trying to leave behind. Whatever conflicts you're facing, I think I've decided that I'm going to stick around and see where they take you. And at the very least, I'll try to help you along the way where I can. I think that's what she'd want.
Well, you'll certainly have songs for the pleasure. And for what it's worth, and with that, Alex turns to look towards maybe whatever faint trail of smoke is still left from the explosion at the cathedral in the distance. And he just mutters, I am sorry.
I believe you. But it's a new day. So whatever comes next. And I kind of like smack you on the shoulder. That's what we make of it. Now, shall we head ashore?
All right, so as you guys just row it off to Beachside Grove and make your landing there, I think that's where we're going to end the first arc of Tales Unwritten.
Can I get that note back that I handed to you?
Sure, you want to cap it off?
Yeah, so as like whoever's going in there, whoever's in charge gets handed this note.
I'd say it'd be Harold Moira.
Yeah, Harold Moira reads, "Terribly sorry to leave prematurely. Perhaps we can have our conversation at a later date. I know the whole may seem a bit garish, but I think it really freshens up the place. If you really don't like it, though, I'm sure you can dip into your tithes. With warm regards, Karna Freehorn, and a heart."
Harold Moira just shakes her head and just, cunt.
might have a place we can stay, at least for a little while until the heat dies down. I'd like to introduce you to my family. Uncle Fergus!
Uncle Karna!
Wow.
Jesus Christ!
I do not like the outsiders being here during the festival.
Man, I really kicked the hornet's nest this time.
One wayward apostle is not worth all this effort.
Maybe they want to,
Probably.
Pick one sound effect for that. Okay, we'll go with
I
that.
like that one.
You blew up a church!
I blew up a prison.
Can you roll a perception check for me?
You're tampering with powers you don't understand.
Karna's doing pretty good today.
We're normal. Everyone else is weird.
It's paying off! It's happening! It's happening!
Run!
What if people get hurt? What if they get hurt and I could have stopped it?
This is something that's probably been a long time coming.
You have 3 hit points left.
Perhaps there are necessary fights.
Daddy.
Clearly my reputation precedes me.
Let's do it. I'm so fucking cool. I am here to save you.
This is gonna be fun. Natural 20. Oh shit! Very good, boy.
You are a good boy,
I smile warmly.
but very stupid.
Excuse me. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons.